His Holiness Ignatius Aphrem II, the Patriarch of Antioch and all the East and the spiritual head of the Jacobite Syrian Christian Church, traveled all the way from Damascus to New Delhi. His mission was singular and profound: to seek a just and peaceful resolution to the crisis engulfing his flock in India. His destination was the official residence of India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In the heart of Indian Christianity, a centuries-old dispute has divided a community, pitting brother against brother. This is the story of the Malankara Church, a vibrant and ancient faith tradition now at a crossroads. For decades, two factions, the Jacobite Syrian Christian Church and the Malankara Orthodox Syrian Church, have been locked in a complex struggle for control over churches and properties. This isn't just a legal battle. It's a deeply emotional conflict affecting millions of believers, their places of worship, and their very identity. The roots of this schism are deep, stretching back over a century, entangled in questions of spiritual authority, administrative control, and historical interpretation. Who holds the ultimate spiritual authority? The Patriarch of Antioch, based in Damascus, Syria, or the Catholicos of the East, based in Kottayam, Kerala? This fundamental question has led to court cases, protests, and heart-wrenching scenes of families being denied access to their ancestral churches for weddings, baptisms, and even funerals. The situation reached a critical point following a landmark 2017 Supreme Court of India verdict. The judgment favored the Orthodox faction, granting them control over more than 1,000 disputed churches based on the 1934 Church Constitution. While intended to bring finality, the ruling intensified the conflict on the ground. The Jacobite faction, loyal to the Patriarch of Antioch, found themselves facing the loss of their spiritual homes. The implementation of the verdict has been fraught with tension, leading to standoffs, police interventions, and deeply painful moments for the faithful. Imagine being told you can no longer pray in the church where your parents were married, where you were baptized, and where your ancestors are buried. This is the reality for countless Jacobites. The core of their argument is that while they respect the law of the land, a court verdict cannot sever a spiritual bond that has existed for centuries. They believe their allegiance to the Patriarch of Antioch is an unshakable article of faith, not something that can be legislated away. This simmering crisis has not gone unnoticed. It has drawn the attention of the highest levels of government, who recognize the potential for social unrest and the deep human cost of this ongoing dispute. The state government of Kerala has made numerous attempts at mediation, trying to find a middle path that respects both the court's decision and the religious sentiments of the Jacobite community. But a lasting solution has remained elusive. The Orthodox faction stands firm on the Supreme Court's decision, viewing it as the final word and the only legal basis for unity. The Jacobite faction, on the other hand, continues to advocate for a solution that protects their right to worship under the spiritual guidance of their patriarch. They've proposed various formulas, including a referendum among parishioners or the equitable division of churches, but a consensus has been hard to find. The government is caught in a delicate balancing act, trying to uphold the rule of law while also preventing a humanitarian crisis within a deeply religious community. It was in this high-stakes environment that a significant meeting took place. This wasn't just a courtesy call. It was a powerful appeal from a global spiritual leader to one of the world's most influential political leaders. The Patriarch, representing millions of Jacobites, carried with him the hopes and anxieties of a community desperate for a solution. The meeting symbolized a critical moment, elevating the dispute from a regional issue to a matter of national and international concern. The entire Jacobite community watched, praying that this high-level intervention could finally pave the way for peace. The meeting between Patriarch Ignatius Aphrem II and Prime Minister Narendra Modi was held in an atmosphere of mutual respect and serious discussion. The Patriarch, accompanied by a delegation of senior bishops of the Jacobite Church, articulated the plight of his followers. He explained the deep historical and spiritual significance of their allegiance to the See of Antioch. He detailed the immense pain and disruption caused by the implementation of the court verdict, emphasizing the humanitarian dimension of the crisis. The Patriarch stressed that his community was not seeking to defy the law, but was pleading for a solution that honored their faith and allowed them to continue their worship peacefully. He reportedly suggested that the government could play a crucial role as a facilitator, helping to broker a dialogue that goes beyond the strict legal interpretation and addresses the core emotional and spiritual issues at stake. This was a plea for empathy, a request for the government to look at the people behind the legal case files. Prime Minister Modi listened intently to the Patriarch's concerns. As a leader who often speaks about India's diverse cultural and religious tapestry, he understood the gravity of a conflict that threatened a part of that heritage. He assured the Patriarch that the government is committed to the welfare of all its citizens and values the contributions of the Christian community to the nation. While upholding the importance of respecting the judiciary, the Prime Minister acknowledged the need for a peaceful and amicable resolution. He reportedly expressed his hope that both factions could find a way to resolve their differences through dialogue and mutual understanding. The Prime Minister's engagement was seen as a very positive step. It signaled that the central government was taking the issue seriously and was willing to use its good offices to encourage a peaceful outcome. This was not about taking sides, but about creating an environment where a lasting solution could be found, one that heals the divisions rather than deepening them. So what happens next? The meeting with the Prime Minister has injected a new sense of hope into the quest for a resolution. It has placed a national spotlight on the Malankara dispute and created a new impetus for dialogue. Following the meeting, there is a renewed expectation that the central government might appoint a mediator or create a formal mechanism to facilitate talks between the two factions. The goal would be to find a solution that respects the Supreme Court's verdict while also making provisions for the Jacobite faithful to practice their faith without disruption. Ideas that have been floated in the past, such as the division of properties or allowing for shared use of certain historic churches, might be revisited with fresh perspective. The key will be whether both sides are willing to step back from their maximalist positions and engage in genuine, good faith negotiations. The Orthodox side would need to show flexibility in implementing the verdict, and the Jacobite side would need to work within the legal framework to find a practical arrangement. The path forward is undoubtedly challenging. Decades of mistrust and legal battles have created deep wounds, but the intervention at the highest level offers a glimmer of hope. For the millions of faithful in the Malankara Church, this is more than just a dispute over property. It's about healing a family. It's about restoring peace and unity to one of India's oldest Christian communities. The dream is to see a day when both factions can coexist peacefully, respecting each other's spiritual traditions. A day when the doors of every church are open to every believer, and the focus can return to faith, community, and service. The meeting between the Patriarch and the Prime Minister may not have provided an instant solution, but it has opened a new chapter. It has reminded everyone involved, the church leaders, the community members, and the government, that at the heart of this complex issue are people of faith who simply want to pray in peace. The future of the Malankara Church now depends on the wisdom and compassion of its leaders and the willingness of the community to embrace reconciliation. The government can act as a catalyst, but the true healing must come from within. The world is watching to see if this ancient church can overcome its divisions and write a new story of unity and brotherhood. The prayers of many are for a peaceful resolution that honors both justice and faith, ensuring that the rich heritage of the Malankara Church can be passed on, whole and healed, to future generations. Let's continue to follow this story with hope and pray for a peaceful outcome for everyone involved. Thank you for watching this deep dive into a very important and complex issue. If you found this video informative, please give it a like and share it to raise awareness. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content that explores the important stories shaping our world. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, let's keep the conversation respectful. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.